It's like they know we're
son of a bitch. God, I don't know what's going on.
It's like they know we're trying to use this in an episode of a podcast.
This is some fucking shenanigans right now, if
Yeah,
you
it
tell
is.
me. All right, fine, whatever.
Son of a bitch.
I was trying to do some Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like, look, Mac, I caught a snake. I got some green paint for the beer.
Such a good episode.
He's like, love the snake, but why the green paint? This is not working either.
What is going on?
I'm telling you, it's
the luck of the Irish. That's what it is.
It's my G. Dean freaking computer.
Do you need to restart? Do we need to do another... do we need to do take 3 on this episode?
No. There's that.
There's the
It's going to be loud for a second.
Yep.
It literally just like died. Interesting.
We had issues last week, too.
Yeah, well, I know ways around. I know ways around things here. Let me turn. That's not going to be the right one.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to. Oh, shit.
There we go. Maxed out.
I'm just going to have to turn it down later.
Yep.
No idea what's going on there, but
Like I said,
that worked.
It's luck of the Irish, man. It's St. Patrick's Day.
But I'm Irish.
So am I.
So what the hell?
Luck of the Irish is shit luck, dude. It's not good luck. You should know this by now.
I'm the leprechaun.
Everyone who's seen Leprechaun say yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me turn this down.
I think it was a crackhead. They got a hold of the wrong stuff.
All right. Well, you know what? We adapt.
How about a beer?
Overcome. Yes. I mean, I've already had some. I went out to lunch
I've had a couple beers today.
with my brother.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we went up to KCE Beer Co.
Yeah.
And we were telling people we were going to go, and people asked me like, "Oh, are you gonna have the green beer?" I'm like, "Fuck no."
No, I'm gonna drink normal beer like
Yeah.
like an Irish American.
I mean, I started off with the Radler.
Yeah.
Which is their Hellas with Sprite.
Yeah.
Solid start.
Yeah.
Then followed that up with the Dunkel. Then I had
Of course.
the Kolsch. Kolsch is on right now.
Oh, nice.
There.
Nice.
Yeah. It was solid.
What did I have? I bought a 6-pack of Voodoo Ranger. Just felt like a Voodoo Ranger day.
Yeah, huh? It's
So
a nice day. It was cold
So
this
I
morning.
had a couple beers, as I was doing stuff around the house, and with the windows open, and
yeah, I did some stuff. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones you brought.
Oh.
Yeah, you brought last week.
oh yeah, caramel apple treat.
Treat. It's a green can.
It is green. I see you're wearing green. I'm wearing green.
Oh yeah, I got my Irish drinking team jersey on. I was wearing green all weekend, and I wore my kilt on Saturday.
I wore green. Oh, that
is a green beer.
Oh my
wow,
God.
that was alarming.
That is like neon. Like you need to drink water. Piss green.
I think I've had Gatorade look better than that.
I've had pee look better than
It's
that.
like Ecto Cooler.
It really is.
High C's
dude,
Ecto Cooler.
That was so good.
Oh yeah.
I never got that as a kid, but whenever I did, it was like a treat.
Well, that was because it was they didn't come
It's
out
just
with it
sugar
very
water.
often because of Ghostbusters 2 it was during Ghostbusters 2. Cheers, sir.
Cheers. So this is a caramel apple treat from Prairie Artisan Ales. I'm assuming it's a sour. Kind of looks like a sour. It's got blue number 1.
Is
And-
one of the ingredients?
Yeah.
Funny. It doesn't look blue.
The label is all over the ingredients.
Oh, that's got some chonkies in it too.
Let's see if I can get this.
Oh,
boy.
Whoa, that was close.
So it's a sour
Yeah.
with
it's
green apple syrup, caramel
love
dessert
the
topping, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, I got it works
Oh,
now.
okay.
Food coloring for the beer. Because beer's not a food. When was the last time you ate a beer? When was the last time you drank paint?
Irrelevant.
Have you been drinking paint?
Show me your tongue.
No. Let me see your tongue.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! Oh, that's disgusting. It's not bad. You can't drink paint. I know. I hear you. You say that, but I don't think that you're gonna stop. I get it though, man. That's right. I feel like you're saying you get it, but you don't get it. It's cool. It's not cool. It's cool. It is what it is.
It's not cool.
It's so frustrating. Check it out.
Oh, I love that show so much, man.
From Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, so yeah, this is a weird sour ale with apple and green apple syrup, whatever the fuck that is. caramel dessert topping and caramel syrup. FD and C, yellow number 5.
FD
blue,
and C.
Blue number 1, and a caramel color.
So there's no actual ingredients in this.
That smells weird. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this.
I recognize
It might just
smells like plastic.
It just smells like caramel. It smells like candy.
The microphone smells better. And we breathe on the microphones.
Everything smells better.
Ooh, that is
Whoa.
not bad,
Not bad.
but that is
I'm going to have to chug that.
that's got some tortness to it.
It definitely tastes like a caramel apple.
Definitely tastes like a Prairie Artisan's beer.
It does. I mean, it's got FD and C. Blue 1 and
Hey, at least
yellow
it's not
5.
MD and C, right?
At least it's not MDMA or
MDMA. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day, Brian.
Yes, it is.
How's your St. Patrick's Day treated you?
Not bad. I mean, it's a Monday, so I mean, we're off, so it is what it is.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day.
It absolutely is.
By the time this airs, it will not be as much of a beautiful day. It's going to be cold this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It sounds like the Midwest. What's the thing I saved from somebody posted?
I'm gonna down this. I can't.
We're doming it and getting into another one. All right. I mean, what better to do on a? All right, I'm following you, but I may not have my eyes open the rest of this episode.
Woo.
Now that it matters to the audience.
It tastes better when you chug it. That is tort.
Woo, man. All right. We should absolutely get into something else here very quickly, though.
Not in that glass, though. You see the sugar residual on that?
Oh, yeah.
Good God.
That is insane. Like, look at my glass.
That is just
God dang. Like, it's almost like we drank OJ out of it.
Yeah,
with,
it looks
with
like
pulp.
Yeah, it looks like we drank a juice.
Heavy OJ or heavy pulp.
Heavy juice.
Heavy on the pulp, please.
But I do like the apt green label for
Nice.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. I thought I saved something, but apparently, whatever. Anywho.
So as a kid, this was my favorite holiday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why? How come?
How
come?
We had
I don't know.
our family, my mom's family, the Lynches. We did, the Snake Saturday in Shawnee.
Oh, yeah.
We did the North Kansas City Parade. We did the downtown parade. And multiple years we would always win like best float or whatever. Yeah, that music was tripping me out.
It was called Irish Loot.
Yeah, that's weird. But it was all of my cousins and I we all grew up pretty close. I was the youngest of 8. The oldest being only 4 years or 5 years older than myself.
Oh, damn.
So it was
you say only 4 or 5, but like that's actually like when you're in a group of 8.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good difference.
Yeah. And it was, it was just so much fun, man. Like, the family would get together, all the aunts and uncles,
I can't
the great aunts, the second cousins, the grandparents, and come from an Irish family. So it was St. Patrick's Day was a big deal. And it was always spending all day with my cousins and my family. And
there's still stuff in this can.
yeah, I'm not. You can go for it if you want.
No, I'm good.
But it was just like a lot of really good memories attached to St. Patrick's Day for like 10 to 12 years.
I don't really remember ever doing anything. And
We always-
what
we
else
always
I
did
had
the floats,
also
man.
realized we probably didn't do, considering this was take 2. We never introduced ourselves.
Oh yeah, this is a poor decision.
Welcome in, everybody. We're only 10 minutes into the second
podcast, always in progress.
Always
apparently.
in progress. Always trying to improve.
Yeah.
Always trying to be better.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good.
Sometimes it's not.
We are doing what we want to do, and you listen to it and enjoy it,
And that's on you.
That's
That's
all
on
that
you.
matters. And that's on you, though. Yes, and we greatly appreciate you enjoying our shenanigans. You can't let anybody shenan once,
Because then they'll shenan again.
they will absolutely shenan
Absolutely.
again.
Do never let everyone or anyone shenan.
And if you don't stop them after the shenanigan, they will
Shenanigan
shenan again.
Shenanigan again or shenanan again?
Shenanan again.
Well, wouldn't it be shenanigan again?
Again?
Yeah. Like
A Gilligan?
you're shenaning again.
A 3-hour tour?
I don't know. Something about a coconut cream pie? Or was it a banana cream pie?
I prefer banana.
Eh.
I don't like coconut.
I don't like either of them.
Well, you can't do cream.
I can. It doesn't.
Okay.
Trust me, I can.
You can, but
Anyone can.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah. But if I had my druthers, banana.
Oh, yeah. I prefer banana.
Yeah.
That was an interesting take.
I prefer banana cream pie.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
How about a beer?
Yeah, let's get another one, shall we? Get in there, and I will start pulling up. I thought I had some other stuff saved, and of course, like I always save stuff, and then I can't seem to find.
ooh, brewed in Omaha.
Fuck all. Well, and apparently Instagram on my computer doesn't want to work either, and I already closed it, so that way my computer doesn't end up shutting itself off.
Well, in the meantime, I feel like I can say this now that most people know.
Yeah, most people know now.
I put in my 2 weeks at the brewery.
Yep.
For listeners that don't know, I will no longer be working at Transparent Brewing Company.
As of
4 days after this episode airs.
Yeah, March 23rd.
Yeah,
will be your last day.
23rd is my last day.
Yep. So if you're listening to this, make sure you get in here.
Yeah, because
in the next couple days.
Yeah, you have 2 days to see me.
Yeah, if you're listening,
you have 2
to
days to
this,
let me serve you beer.
Yeah, if you listen to this the day of the release. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Which beer is this?
Cerna Dira from Site 1 Brewing in Omaha.
Omaha.
It is dark Czech lager.
How dark is it?
Dark enough.
Dark. It's dark.
It's dark enough.
So something I actually just came across, and again, like I swear, like I had stuff saved. Maybe it's on my iPad that I didn't. But I saved like articles and stuff on.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that's what I'm missing. Is
Oh, so we watched a movie that I have not seen,
okay? Yeah, let's get into that.
and it's a movie that I will admit that I think is as good, if not better, than the it's a sequel. It's
Okay.
a comedy sequel, and I think it's just as good, if not better, than the original movie,
Okay.
Wayne's World 2.
Oh, so you know what's funny? Jen and I Saturday night watched the first Wayne's World.
Dude,
And we had not, we both realized we hadn't watched that in a long ass time.
I've recently only seen Wayne's World, at the brewery on TV with no audio, and it's still funny.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you know what you're like, if you've kind of seen it, you
And
kind of
I've seen the movie, but like I've never sat down and watched Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
And it was goddamn funny, dude.
We'll be
It's
sure to
so good.
cross our T's and dot our lowercase J's. What are you doing here? I got nowhere to go.
It's such a good movie, dude.
It really is.
It's so goddamn
and
funny.
Christopher Walken's in it
Yeah.
as the, I guess,
As the producer.
antagonist. in
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
if you will, that tries to take Cassandra.
Well, and so like strangely enough, Aerosmith is in that movie.
Oh yeah,
as,
I forgot.
as the main
Because
attraction.
in the
for-
first one they
for-
had-
for Wayne Fest.
Yeah, in the first one they had why am I blanking on it? Alice Cooper,
Yeah, right.
Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
which is land for the good people. Whatever.
So
Does this guy know how to party or what?
So I was, we're watching that movie, and then like I don't know if it's just my phone picking up on whatever, but like going through my Instagram feed, I stumbled across a reel, and it was Steven Tyler on Howard Stern show, and they're talking about like the most popular song that Aerosmith has done, "Sweet Emotion."
Oh yeah.
And at the beginning, like you know what a vibroslap is? The instrument that they use all the time in the Cake songs. It's
Oh, okay, yeah.
so he hits it a couple times at the beginning of the song,
Yeah.
and then like on the 4th or 5th strike of it, he hits it and it breaks,
Oh,
and you
shit.
can hear it breaking in the audio.
Like a little clink.
You can just hear like this weird sound, and that's
Like
him.
thunk.
You can hear him breaking the vibroslap.
Oh shit.
And then on the drum kit that they're using in that song, like once the Sweet Emotion like lyrics kick in, you hear like what you think is maracas kick in, But it's like a drum kit, I think, that Steven Tyler said that like was borrowed to them or something. And in the kick drum, they had like sugar packets. So what you're hearing in that record and that song is not maracas, it's sugar packets that he turned up this like microphone super loud on, and he's just like sitting there just like
just a little sugar,
like right up into a microphone.
What type of sugar?
Probably the equates, you know, or,
not just standard generic sugar.
It's probably like,
the one that literally just says sugar.
Sugar, yeah, just that white sugar, that booger sugar.
Booger sugar.
Probably booger sugar.
Well, I mean, you know,
there was probably packets of cocaine.
They are musicians.
There was probably packets of cocaine in the 80s, you know.
Oh yeah,
like
because
70s.
that's probably how they packaged it.
Yeah,
sugar was code for cocaine.
Cocaine. So anyway, that was fun.
Yeah,
that's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
Like I said, we watched the first Wayne's World, and like Jen's like, shit, like she's like, I haven't watched this forever. I'm like, honestly, I haven't watched this forever either. I almost went into the following it up with the second one. I'm just like, like I'm not gonna overdo it though. But like the whole thing, like we've talked about this on this show before. It's like, you know, and I told her, and I don't think she had remembered me talking about it before. It's like he almost quit his own goddamn movie.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't let him do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Well, and I was also like, I saw something about that. I think the original movie like kind of like caused a rift between him and Dana Carvey.
Oh, really?
I don't think he really wanted to cast Dana as Garth because Dana was the funniest guy on SNL.
Oh, and he didn't
want to be like overshadowed.
Yeah. Well, and I do feel like in that, you know, watching that movie again now, you know, being much older, like I probably haven't seen that movie in well over 5 years, if not a decade.
The first one,
but like it's weird how, I don't want to say mute, but how like non-involved Garth really is in that movie.
I think that was per Michael Myers' request.
Yeah,
like he didn't want to be overshadowed.
Yeah,
by him because it was his movie, it was his script.
Yeah,
that he approached Lauren with.
His character.
It's his character that he brought into SNL from. What was the Canadian TV show he came from?
Not Strange. That was the movie. Well, it was the comedy trope.
Yeah,
in Canada. I can never remember because
it's on the tip of my tongue.
I always want to say Second City, but that's Chicago.
That's Chicago.
Is it Groundlings?
No. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
But I knew that was like a character that he developed there.
Yeah.
And
Dana Carvey really did help. Like, I feel like...
Well, he was the funniest cast member.
If you didn't have Garth in there, it wouldn't have been successful.
Be the same. No,
it would not be.
You need the Garth to the Wayne.
Yeah, somebody to mellow out the... I mean, like the whole scene when they're out in the street, in the first one, they're out in the street playing hockey.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, just them conversating with each other. Like, something like that is not going to be good. And, like, even in the first movie, again, like, where there's a couple times where...
Well, and then the Foxy Lady scene, like, you have to have Dana Carvey do that.
Well, then you had Ed O'Neill, who was doing the thing. He's like, wait a minute, only we get to talk to the camera. Basically acknowledging the fourth wall exists.
Like, we're watching that, and Gina's like, is that the dad from Modern Family? We're just like, yeah, that's Ed O'Neill.
Oh, is he in the second one, too?
He's in the second one.
It's been a long time since
Bob Odenkirk is in the second one, too.
Oh, shit, really?
Fuck, who else? I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that they got this guy.
I need to go back and watch the second one,
It's good, man. Yeah. It's like I said, it's one of the few, like, especially, like, it's hard to do a follow-up on a comedy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Wayne's World 2, Ace Ventura 2.
Even if you look at, I feel like Austin Powers, the second one, is great, too.
It's so good.
Now, third one is like...
Gold Members, yeah.
It was funny, but some of the stuff started getting played out.
Yeah. Because it was first one was International Man of Mystery.
And the second one was Spy Who Shagged Me.
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Where then he goes back into time.
Yeah.
And the third one, he goes back into time, but it's
and then there's Beyonce, and I'm just
Beyonce's
like,
nah, in it. Although I will say, was it Nathan Lane or whatever that does like when he meets up with Beyonce's character, Foxy Cleopatra? Again,
yeah.
Where like I think it's like Nathan Lane that comes in, and he's like, "You have some nerve." It's her talking, but he's lipping it.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
He's like, excuse me, do I know you? It's Foxy. And he snaps his finger. Fox Cleopatra. Nathan Lane nailed that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the Wayne's World, again, there's times where Garth, he doesn't even want to talk to the camera, but he's he looks at the camera and he just gestures. He's like, "Oops, I dropped my pen. I should go pick that up." And he's he pulls it out, gets the camera to come down to him on the floor, and he's like, "Is it me or does something seem really off about this guy?"
Yeah, no, I love that. But it was a great movie. Like I said, I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Wayne's World 2.
And again, the whole, we'll be sure to cross our T's and dot our
J's.
Lowercase J's. Just because the dude had,
a goofy eye.
And that's the one where it is actual Heather Locklear, where they always reference to in the first one.
Yeah.
She's like, take me, Garth. He's like, where? I'm low on gas and you need a jacket.
Take me, Garth.
Where?
And of course, Gina fell asleep. She always does.
Yeah.
30 minutes in, 45 minutes in.
Now, were you watching it with the Strunks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does Lacey fall asleep usually too then?
No. I mean, they're also an
hour off.
They're now 2 hours behind.
Oh shit, because they don't do
daylight savings time. Yeah.
Lucky bastards.
I know. we had 4 months of just being an hour off. And
so
now
what time is the sunset there then?
I mean, it still sets
right now.
It still sets at 7:30.
Okay, but when we're doing daylight saving times, where it sets at 5 o'clock for us, it sets at 6 for them.
It sets at 7:30 during daylight saving time.
I guess
here.
I've just never really thought about okay, if we didn't do this whole daylight saving time, because I mean, obviously the sun, the Earth tilts a little bit more,
yeah.
So the sun sets sooner anyway.
Yeah.
But it's I never really thought about okay, what would it set at?
Let's see. I've got the Phoenix area pulled up on my weather here. The city of Maricopa sunsets at 6:37 today.
Okay.
And it sets here at 7:37, I do believe.
Okay. So it sets there. Well, it basically you said they're 2
earlier.
Hours. Earlier.
Yeah.
So it's almost like us when it sets at 5 o'clock our time.
Yeah. Yeah, because today's sun sets in Kansas City at 7:27. So we have an hour more of sunlight, but they're also, a little further south.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird because I'm just what if you lived in on the state line of Arizona?
Where somebody who does acknowledge,
and then you have to cross over to New Mexico.
Well, and see, that always makes me wonder too. In Kansas City, it's this weird thing of, there's so many people that do cross over the line to work in one state or live in another state or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's how many places in America have that though?
I feel like you'd be surprised.
I think I would.
I don't think we're unique in that.
I don't think we're that unique in it.
Yeah.
But, living in this area, it seems so odd for so many people. There's so many people that come in where that
and
just
they're
seems
are we
odd.
in Kansas or in Missouri?
We're in Missouri.
It's like going to New York and being are we in New Jersey or in New York?
Yeah. And I can see, but those are still kind of within the different states, but
yeah.
So similar concept,
but I think what is unique about it is that it's a major city that straddles two state lines.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another major city in this country. I could be wrong.
I know because I know there's St. Louis, but then there's East St. Louis.
Yeah,
which is technically Illinois.
Yeah, but it's not it's still it's referred to as East St. Louis.
Yeah,
you don't call the Kansas side of, I guess it's called KCK.
Yeah.
But
if you're in the area. But
yeah.
But because then you have North Kansas City, but then there's people that are just oh yeah, I'm in the South Kansas City area. Okay, what really denotes what is South Kansas City?
I feel like,
because some people say okay,
I feel like we're at that cutoff.
Grandview is considered South Kansas City.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But it's not technically Kansas City.
And people consider Liberty part of Kansas City.
Yeah, but again, technically it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird, you know what? It's It's also it reminds me of growing up on the Kansas side and being like, oh well, I live in like Shawnee Mission. It's like, oh, is it Shawnee or Mission? It's like,
yes.
Exactly, yes, it's both. It's a weird like Shawnee, Mission, and Merriam are all kind of in this weird.
And Merriam seems like it's like a block wide.
Well, and it's like it reminds me of down here at Longview Lake, like you have Kansas City city limit. Lee Summit city limit,
and then Kansas City again.
And Grandview city limit.
Yeah. Well, and then at some point you hit Kansas City again.
Yeah. So like that stretch of like it turns into View High or not View High. The main road in
like Shear, which is like High Grove, but then somewhere else.
Yeah, it turns into High Grove.
High Grove becomes like Longview, something or other.
So it is
but
literally
then it becomes
like
Sheer.
It's like this lawless stretch of land that like you can essentially speed and like because
there's rarely any cops.
There's no cops because like the jurisdiction is such a gray area.
Yeah, and just nobody's like, I don't want to go anywhere near. Like you have a better chance of seeing a ranger than anything else.
Yeah, you're going to see a park
I know
ranger.
Even going down 150 where there's a elementary school.
Yeah, that's a weird one too.
Where like there's an elementary school that's a Lee Summit school, but then you end up like going towards Lee Summit. You pass an elementary school that's Lee Summit school.
Yeah,
but then you pass a Kansas City water tower.
Dude, it makes no sense, man. It's I don't think we're necessarily unique in the fact that we have that, but I think it's unique in the fact that it can go across two states and still be considered the same city.
So yeah, that might be something interesting to, or look into, or if we had a larger audience of people chiming in on this take.
They didn't, then Kansas City, the city, was named before the state of Kansas got its name.
Yeah.
So they stole the name because KCK used to just be called Wyandotte. It wasn't Wyandotte County. It was just the city of Wyandotte.
It was the dot. Yeah.
And then like they were just
became
like
the dot when it was not a good place to be.
They decided to piggyback on the success of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
And adopted the name Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah, and then it became Wyandotte County.
But even then, like the city of Kansas City, Missouri was named that before Kansas became named Kansas.
And Kansas City, Missouri is really like as big as it can be or feels to a lot of people. It really is not that densely populated.
No, it's not.
It's like not even like 1.2. I think of the last census, it's like actually under 100. It's under 1 million.
Yeah, it is. It's
seems
not a lot
because there's so many people that try to go out towards the surrounding metro area to live in more suburban areas.
Well, and it makes sense if you go downtown and there's like it's a ghost town. Like no one is out. It's not a thriving downtown.
It's they try to do the whole power and light, and it's not
like
hit or miss.
It's not like a downtown Chicago. It's not like I feel like even downtown St. Louis is more thriving in terms of foot traffic.
Yeah.
And even downtown, like Omaha, has more foot traffic than downtown Kansas City.
Yeah, and I think they've tried to do that for downtown Kansas City, and just people don't want
it's
to.
Not. No, man. It's not. It's not a city that you can walk around. You have to have a car.
Yeah.
Like public transit here is unforgivable. Like, which is I'm glad to see
it's gotten better.
Yeah, I would love to see the streetcar go east and west.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the next thing. But like they're gonna do east and west along the river. First before they do it anywhere else.
Or do some sort of high speed rail between here and St. Louis.
Yeah, I know that's always been talked about too, where it would be like a 60-minute train ride.
Dude, I would love that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, I mean, it takes, 3 hours to get from, Lee Summit to fucking Weston on the Amtrak?
Yeah, 3.5, 4 or something like that, depending on traffic.
I could drive that, faster.
Oh, on the Amtrak, it actually takes, it's like 4.5, 5. You could technically drive it faster.
Yeah.
The perk of taking the train is that you're not driving, you're not using your own gas or putting your mileage and wear and tear on your own vehicle, and you can drink.
Yeah, because it's a German town. There's a lot of drinking there.
And Herman is halfway.
Yeah.
But if you go all the way to St. Louis, because I know I had one year where I went to St. Louis from Lee Summit, and it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
Train ride. So we end up getting there pretty late. Then we end up having to. Luckily, where the train stops in St. Louis, there's an Amtrak bus station there too. And then you can take the bus. We had to take the bus to our hotel that we were staying at, which was several miles still away.
Yeah.
Because it stops like just outside of downtown St. Louis area. Which I feel like, honestly, the downtown St. Louis area is bigger than even the Kansas City downtown area, honestly. Yeah. Or maybe it's just, spread out.
Just seems that way. I mean, it seems it's different when you go to a city that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, it seems way bigger.
Yeah.
And because we took a bus, or maybe we did end up getting like a train, not a train, but we got something to get to our hotel. It was too far to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, could I have? Yes. I'm also fucking weird.
Did you want to? No.
And it was in February as well. So stupid cold and whatnot. But because then we got to our hotel, checked in, and then we got an Uber to go get some dinner.
Yeah.
And it was like 9 o'clock at night or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we had gotten on the train at like 3 something, I think, or almost 4 o'clock. I can't remember now, but it was several years ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to worry about, doing the driving yourself, dealing with traffic. I mean, oddly enough, there's still traffic on trains because, you have the freight trains and stuff as well.
Well, and you have the traffic crossings and whatnot.
The trains have the right of way on that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have freight trains, they, will have to, there's certain areas where, like, our train would stop set way it would allow another train to pass.
Yeah.
Because there's certain areas it will go too wide, because then one train can get off to the side out of the way, and then the other train can pass by.
I've only done train traveling in Portugal.
Yeah.
And it was cool as hell, man. Like, it was like a 3-hour train ride.
Yeah. I mean, that's old world. So, I mean, of the, old part of the world too. So, like, their mass transit, it's way more known than
and efficient.
And efficient, yeah. Because, like, I mean, and there's even other parts of the United States that it's much more efficient. Like, honestly, like, when I was down in New Orleans a long time ago too, like, they have a like public transit train that it runs up to the French Quarter but not into the French Quarter.
Yeah.
It just drives through the Garden District. So, like, we were staying in the Garden District, and the train goes much further west away from the Garden District, because then from the Garden District, the French Quarter is east.
Yeah.
And like, we walked up to the French Quarter, and, like, it was like the tickets we bought, it was a 3-day ticket, and it didn't start until you got that first punch.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I guess they'll get people that just will buy several tickets for, 3-day, 7-day, whatever, and then they'll get that first one punched, and then that timer basically starts on it.
Yeah.
And because, like, we got our last ride, like, 10 minutes before that 3-day period ended.
Nice.
And, but, like, yeah, because it saved us from walking, like, an extra, 2-3 miles.
Yeah.
Back to our hotel. At that point, like, we had to walk like maybe a block to get to the train that ran through the Garden District. So they had like a very large median area that the train tracks ran through, or the streetcars, and it was old school trolley cars.
That's cool.
That were old as hell, and, like, they would break down a lot, but it was very consistent though too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was nice to go. I mean, comparably, and that was before Kansas City streetcar was even a thing.
Yeah.
And, like, I know they were working on it, so, like, it was nice to kind of see how other places do their kind of public transit before it was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City had it a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
That went
Way
through,
back
like,
in
the
the day.
Brookside area.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And it was apparently one of the models for a lot of the rest of the country.
Which is wild.
And then all of a sudden, like, why is Kansas City so bad at it?
Yeah. Well, they expect everyone to have a car.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get around in the city if you don't have a vehicle.
No.
Like, the buses are, they are what they are. Like, we were the first major city to, allow free mass public transit.
Yeah. Like, and honestly, like, I don't think I've ever ridden any of the Kansas City buses.
I did when I worked when I lived in Midtown and worked at Union Station.
Yeah.
And that was before it was free, so it was $1.25.
Yeah.
To be on the bus for 7 to 10 minutes.
I mean, it's still cheaper than like having to do an Uber or anything like that, though.
Yeah,
so,
especially during the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have a car. Like, I didn't want to walk. It worked out. I still had to, the going there, the bus stop was like 200 feet from my apartment, and getting dropped off of Main Street and Gillum was like half a mile of a walk. So not that bad. Took me like 10 minutes to walk home.
Yeah.
But, it beat, especially in the winter and the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
And there were times where I'm just
cold or crazy hot.
And there were moments where, like, there were a few days where I would get to, because I would walk down Broadway or Main Street, and then I would, like, cut through Liberty Memorial, because it was always a shortcut.
Yeah.
But there were a couple times where I was, like, at the top of the hill of Liberty and just, like, downpour.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And I'm in my work clothes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just wearing jeans and a black shirt, and I'm just like, I'm going to beat the rain by running downhill at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I have to work a 9-hour shift, and, like, my
wet clothes or whatever.
Clothes, like, my thighs are shot. They're burning hell because I
yeah.
ran downhill.
Yeah. And I always wonder, I'm like, okay, there's so many, like, take New York, where hardly anybody, like, there's tons of cars.
Yeah.
But really, realistically,
not a lot of people drive.
Not a lot of people actually drive.
Not a lot of people drive.
Like, so, like, how many people are dealing with that situation just for years?
Yeah.
Where, like, in Kansas City, it's like I've thought about it in the past, as far as, like, all right, well, depending, on where I live and work, like, taking a bus an option. And, like, there's a couple times where I looked at it and I'm just like, it would take me an hour and a half to get to work if I took the bus, because I'd have to walk a mile to a bus station or whatever, take the bus somewhere, change buses, wait for the next one, hope that nothing gets delayed.
Yeah.
And then change buses to that. And, like, at one point, it was me working on the Kansas side, but living in Missouri side. It's like, then I got to wait for a alternate bus to come through, and I'm like, it'd take me an hour and a half to get to work.
Yeah, we had when we worked at the sushi restaurant, our kitchen guy, or our dish pit guy, Donovan, he would take 3 buses to get to work, and it took him an hour and a half. And then at night, at 11 p.m., when a bus runs every half an hour,
you're sitting there waiting a long ass time,
and he would have to leave by, like, a certain time to catch the bus.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like 10:15,
like, if you had a late customer or something.
Well, and it was not a big deal because we had people to clean dishes, but like, he had to leave by a certain time if he didn't want to be home like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And only lived like 7 miles away.
Jeez.
He had to take 3 buses.
Yeah.
To and fro.
Yeah.
But he saved up money to get a car. So
yeah.
But yeah, dude, Kansas City public transit's dog shit.
Yeah. I can only imagine. And I mean, not that I've been to several other places that I've had to deal with.
Because I relied on it in Los Angeles. The almost 3 years I lived out there, it was, the subway, taking buses, and knowing the schedule.
Yeah.
Had it on my phone. Oh, there's a microwave in your way.
Yeah.
Microphone. When it's done well, it's good. But Kansas City does not do it well.
Which, and again, seems weird considering they were the model.
Yeah.
For doing it the right way.
Yeah, 100 years ago.
Yeah. All right, I need something a little more, not as malty.
Yeah.
Because I've had some malty stuff today. Because like I said, I had the Kolsch, and then I went to the Edelbach, which is their amber Bach one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had it was like a 3-ounce pour of the Hop Stick, which is, it's like an amber style beer too. But they call it Hop Stick, but it actually had a pretty good maltiness to it with a hint of bitterness. Where the amber bock it's a bock, so you're getting more malty kind of flavor to it. So now I'm like, all right, I need something a little.
Another Prairie beer.
Yeah. Let's get after it. And I had to peel off this. This is Happy Holidays.
Just in time for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. This one is geared more towards Christmas. So I only wonder how old this can is.
Old enough.
11/20/24, I'm going to guess, is the canning date.
So we've got, 5 months on that?
Give or take, yeah. But it is a hazy IPA with Chinook, Columbus, and Simcoe hops.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm pouring hard into your glass.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's not too bad. But this has got. I feel. Did we have this one last time, or we had talked about it?
We talked. I think I brought this one last time.
And we had talked about it.
Yeah,
but it has like Bruce Willis from Die Hard on it, Max from
The Grinch,
and Cousin Eddie, and then the
is that Mean Girls,
and then Mean Girls on it,
and Elf and Turbo
Man, yes, from what was it? Am I blinking on the
Jingle
name?
All the Way.
Jingle All the Way, thank you. And then you got the Wet Bandits on it, and Gremlin, and
we've got
from
Gizmos on there.
Yeah, well, I guess Gizmo, not Gremlin, but it's from Gremlins. You got Elf on there, and then you got the Fragile Leg lamp from Christmas Story, and then this one I don't think we ever figured that one out.
No, I don't think we did.
It looks like somebody wearing a rugby.
It almost looks like
shirt.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. So, all right, well, let's get into it, sir. Cheers.
Cheers.
We never did about a beer, but whatever.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, yeah, that's a better smell.
Oh, yeah. That smells good.
Because that last one, I'm like, all right, I
that was,
hit that malty fatigue.
The Chickadee Check is better.
Yeah, I agree. So we can kind of wrap up on this note. I actually came across a couple articles talking about Guinness. The other one I feel like I need to read a little bit and take some cliff notes, if you will.
Get educated on.
Yeah. But there's a fact apparently that Guinness beer is actually red, not black.
Huh.
It's so dark.
It's a very dark amber.
Technically, if you hold it up to light, it has a very solid red.
I'm not surprised.
To it because, and literally, I kind of read through some of this earlier, and it was talking about how the roastedness of the malt and stuff actually gives it more of a reddish hue.
Yeah.
Than the black that everybody thinks it is, or the dark chocolate.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's not black, it's dark chocolate.
Well, what's funny is it. I feel like we've talked about this a few times where people perceive stouts as heavy.
Yes.
And Guinness is probably the lightest stout out there in terms of
across
ABV
as,
and body.
Well, I guess it depends if you're doing drought or a can or a bottle or this or that or whatever, where it's usually like 4.2 to like 4.5%.
It's not even a 5% beer. I see you're coloring your nails over there.
Yeah, I got my my ADD kicked in and I already fucked it up.
He's got it's the baby hands.
Yeah, so I have on the Sharpie that I use to number the beers, the cap I put one of the tiny hands. I should not paint nails when I've been drinking beer. Because that's not good.
It looks good from here.
Yeah, it's also a tiny hand.
It looks good from far, but it's far from good.
Very true. Anyway, we were talking about
Guinness being red.
Guinness being red, and you were saying something, and then I forgot what you said.
I was saying that people perceive it as being a heavy beer.
Oh yeah, that's right. And so a couple months ago, like I was actually at a cornhole tournament. And I'm going to get to the point here soon where I'm going to actually be discussing a lot more cornhole stuff as well. Just because I'm getting more involved in playing cornhole myself versus just running cornhole. And sometimes when you're running it, I don't want to always talk about it.
Yeah.
But playing it and trying to help grow the game as well. And
yeah,
cornhole's had a lot of toxicity in it
I'm not surprised.
of late, and so it's sometimes it's good to have people that are much more upbeat about certain things.
Yeah.
And like, because I went and played in a cornhole tournament this past weekend for a friend's birthday party, and like, I didn't give a shit how I did all day long. Jen's like, "Are you sure you want to play with me?" I'm like, yes.
I'm just here to have fun.
I'm just here. We're here to have fun and support a friend.
Like,
and
it's
we
not
end up
about,
playing against.
It's not about the competition.
Yeah.
Like,
I ended up playing against this one team of girls, and like it was during what they call rounders. So it was basically we were playing games to figure out the seeding for the bracket. And it was their third game, it was our third game, and there's one girl, she's like, "Man, like we've just been doing terrible all day." I'm like, "It doesn't matter. We're here to have some fun." And like I was throwing fairly well on it, and because we were having to use like corn-filled bags.
Oh, interesting.
Versus the more resin-filled bags that everybody uses nowadays. And so they were a lot harder and slid a lot faster.
Yeah, not forgiving.
They were not forgiving at all, no. It's like she was just feeling like she was all bad, and like she was doing certain things. I'm like, that was actually really good. And like, like something would happen. I'm like, all right, you got robbed on that one. Like that should have gone in the hole, but you got robbed.
Yeah.
So it helped. I feel like it helped them. Like, okay, like, hey, this is a lighter mood than trying to be all serious about playing this.
Yeah.
There's so many people that they take cornhole
way
too
seriously. Man. It's a yard game.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone started playing this on someone's like shitty ass, like
backyard
gravel filled yard with bunk ass bags. And,
oh yeah. And so I mean, I kind of got away from it, but I was talking about Guinness. But again, a couple months ago, I was playing in a cornhole tournament. It's a much more serious cornhole tournament, and we were at Mo Country. Mo Country is a hick bar, if you will.
Oh yeah.
It used to be called Whiskey Tangos.
Yeah.
Before they changed ownership, and people were like looking at me like I was insane because I was drinking Guinness, and I would ask for a glass because they don't do draft.
Yeah.
They only have bottles and cans.
Ugh.
And pretty much everybody just buys buckets.
Yep.
And so I was getting Guinness, and people looked at me like I was insane.
Yeah, of course.
I literally ended up pulling up my Guinness can and a Michelob Ultra bottle. The Guinness was like 4.1, 4.2, and the Michelob Ultra was like 4.2, 4.3.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's the same goddamn.
Mine has less in it.
And it's more
it's
flavor.
a bigger can.
And it's more flavor. Like, it tastes better.
This is a 16-ounce can versus your Michelob Ultra bottle.
Your 12 ounce.
12 ounces.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they say in this article about it being a red beer.
So it started off, it says, hold on to your pints because we have a bit of Guinness trivia that is about to knock your green St. Patty's hat right off your head. I'm not wearing green hats.
I am.
Yes, you are wearing a green hat. And Chris,
shout out to Huss in Arizona. Woo.
Yeah, that's a cool hat though. I do like
nice
it.
hat.
I mean, not saying I wouldn't wear a green hat. I've worn plenty of green hats in my day. Thank you, military. Anyway, Guinness, that beloved stout that you drink religiously on St. Patrick's Day. Well, some of us. I'm
going to have to go get some Guinness on my way home.
Well, some people are a sucker for, and even Casey Beer Co., who I was at, they took their Let's Go lager, and they literally made a batch of green. But then they called it Leprechaun Ale or something or other like that. And it's like, when I get in, I'm like, all right, so what is the Leprechaun one? They're like, it's Let's Go lager with the green.
With the green.
I'm just like, they're like, you want it? I'm like, no.
Nope.
I was just curious what beer you actually used.
Well, what's funny is, so Gina was leaving for class, and, she knows we record.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you guys going to go get some green beer? I'm like, probably not.
No, because honestly, I gravitate more towards something dark.
But I did.
The green dye is not going to have any effect.
But I did mention yesterday, like, I feel like I need to go have like some shitty green beer somewhere just to say I've had it, but like I don't need it.
I stopped doing that years ago.
I've probably had a green beer maybe 3 times in my life,
and that's probably ultimately like I maybe had it 3 or 4 times,
and it was always Miller. It was always Miller Lite.
I think I always did Miller Lite too. Honestly.
And it was down in Westport at like fucking Buzzard Beach.
Honestly, mine was usually just at home.
Yeah,
Like we would have the green dye, and I would just put a couple drops in it. Like, all right, here's my obligatory green beer.
Shouldn't it technically be blue because blue and yellow make green?
But you can get green dye.
But is it still going to make it green?
If you're using a light beer, it doesn't
really matter. Yeah.
No.
I guess
but
you're
again, like if you gravitate towards the stouts, you can put whatever coloring dye in there you want. It's not going to matter.
No.
Because it's not going to change the color.
No.
So I'm just like, you know what? Now I don't have to worry about having the nasty ass dye in my freaking drink.
Yeah, I don't want to see like green pee.
Yeah,
be like, oh my God, my kidneys are failing. What happened?
I made that joke earlier too. I'm like, honestly, like I might forget that I had it, and then all of a sudden I go to the bathroom, like, oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Well, so that's the joke I make about asparagus. It's the only vegetable that you forgot that you ate until you peed.
Yeah, like,
oh my God,
what is that smell?
And then especially like if you had nothing but coffee beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee asparagus pee is that's a weird scent.
Yeah. So anyway, they said, get us that beloved stout that you drink religiously on St. Patrick's Day, which you sometimes drop a shot of Bailey's into.
Nope.
I prefer the Five Farms.
I don't do Irish car bombs.
Well,
never have been. I've never been a fan of them. I've never liked them.
I can understand that, though. Like, I'm not a fan of it because I'm not a big person that likes to chug beers.
Well, and then, like, it's always been, like, cream and alcohol.
Yeah.
No, I'm out. That's a weird combo.
Which, I mean, because with your system, it can fuck you up.
Yeah, well, and it, like, immediately starts to curdle.
Yeah.
And then that's just happening in your stomach.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I get it. But he says, yeah, drop a shot of Bailey's into and chug. And then that was in parentheses, and it says, and is as filling as dinner is not what you think. It says if you look at a glass of Guinness, it's black, right? You're gonna be picky. It's deep chocolate brown, but actually, it's not black at all. It's not even brown. The pint of beer is red, and the Guinness website confirms it.
I want to see that that hyperlink.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. From Guinness's website.
Accept all cookies.
I gotta put in my birthday.
1001.
That probably wouldn't work.
No, it would.
No, I don't want it on your mailing list, Guinness. So apparently on the Guinness's website, frequently asked questions. Give us a question and we'll give you an answer. Well, at least we will try our best.
That's perfect.
Is Guinness Drought black? Look closely. Guinness Drought beer is not actually black, but rather dark ruby red. Dark ruby red.
Wow.
Because of the way the ingredients are prepared. Some raw barley is roasted in a similar way to coffee beans, which is what gives Guinness Drought its distinctive color.
Well, I mean, look at Encore Coffee Brown at Transparent. It is.
It has a reddish hue to it.
It is a very dark red hue.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all.
No. And one of the things that other article it was going into, like most people think it's black because usually they're drinking it in darker bars, right? So the lighting tends to give lend to it looking darker. I mean, that's why, like, even in our studio area where we have a little bit brighter lighting because it allows us to see the
color
of the beer a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I mean, like when we first did it, it was seemed like super bright.
Yeah.
And gradually I've been getting rid of some of the diffusers, if you will.
Yeah.
So it helps keep it brighter in here, but because it took us a while to get adjusted to it.
Yeah.
But I like that it's a little bit brighter in here now. Now we just need to get other shit done in this basement.
Well,
so we can do more video stuff.
Work in progress, man.
Yeah. Always in progress.
Yeah. Podcast in progress.
And technically on that note, we should probably go ahead and start wrapping it up.
Man, we're just getting started on Guinness and
I know. But, that lends us, what I'm bummed about? Like, I really wanted to be able to go to, and I think this would have been great, for future podcast stuff too. You know what's coming up here, and not this weekend, but next weekend. Oh, actually, I guess it is.
Is it
this
Comic-Con?
weekend? Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Planet Comic-Con.
I want to go too.
Damn it.
I haven't been in like 12 years.
I haven't been in several years. I think we kind of briefly talked about this.
We did. Yeah.
Like, that'd be something that'd be cool to go do and discuss as a podcast. And
That'd be fun.
some of the
man.
stuff that we're going to start working on for potential future stuff
Yeah.
too.
Well, they're like this one in particular is a really good, like
David Tennant's going to be there.
David Tennant. Man.
Although Catherine Tate had to cancel.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, because there ended up being like a delay in something else she's doing
Oh, that sucks.
that fell on this week, so she had to cancel.
Well, someone that's near and dear to my heart as a child that I grew up enamored with was Kimberly, the pink Power Ranger.
Oh yeah,
Will be there.
yeah. Amber,
I
what's her
can't.
name?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
what in our age group? I mean, even you being 8.5 years younger than me, like that whole age group, like who was it? And
It was.
I
Kimberly,
know I'm going
dude.
to catch hell for this as well. Sorry, babe, but come on, we were all teenage boys at some point, unless you were a
Ultimate
teenage
crush.
girl.
Ultimate crush, man. She was a babe, and she's still a babe.
Oh yeah, no, she's done a good job.
But I'm just like, oh, she's gonna be there. Like, damn it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Like you don't ever really even see them announce. Like there's a lot of board game type stuff that goes
Oh,
on
dude,
there.
there's so many awesome, just like retailers there,
and retailers, and even like
now that with like Lego becoming a bigger thing
oh,
now,
yeah, which
like,
I'm stoked about.
yeah,
And I started putting more work into getting back into doing the beer mug
yeah,
thing. Kind of coming up with a different design because I didn't really like the way what I was doing was
Yeah.
going, and it wouldn't have worked out at the bottom and top of it. It was cool, made it look more actually round, but I think I have a better idea on how to.
Fuck, is it Friday through Sunday?
It is. Sunday's a short day though.
Sunday's always a short day.
Yeah,
I
and you're
think I have
closing.
Friday off. I
Oh, yeah, that's
might
right.
try to go on Friday morning.
You'll miss some of the. But see, like they always
But
have
I
like
just
all the
like to-
stars separated.
Like I never sign up for. I don't want to pay extra to get a
No.
like. I just want to see.
Like I'll walk through and check them out. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, all right, let me go check out
Yeah.
all the vendor
Or
shit.
I can be like, oh, I
Or
see him over there.
all the artists that do their
Yeah.
own little comic books and some.
Oh, dude,
Because like I
yeah.
said, John Nell, who
Yeah.
we've become friends with, he's
Yeah.
been there the last couple of years. I don't know if he's going to be up there this year or not.
I didn't see him.
I haven't
post
seen him
anything about
posting
it.
anything about
Yeah.
it, but he's.
But I mean, like they've got some killer like, and it's just like, oh, I don't have money to
Yeah.
buy this stuff.
probably a
but,
good
like,
thing.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't have the fuck you money that I
Oh,
should
shit.
have or want to have.
Yeah. But eventually, that's part of my thought of like, okay, we need to start doing more video stuff. Turn the podcast, like we do the audio part, but didn't have the video part.
Yeah.
For those that want to watch it on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
But then I get rid of the green screen. We need an actual set.
Well, that'd be fun to just like walk through with like
Do like video stuff and walk through it, and we could do
Yeah.
like a real type of thing. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the type of stuff we need to be getting into, looking at, and that's going to help us grow as well.
Yeah.
We got to beat
Man.
up Nigel.
We'll beat him up.
We don't want them thinking that they're going to always be our pod fathers. Come on.
No, we don't. I don't want no pod daddy.
No, we don't need a pod daddy.
You ain't my pod daddy.
Yeah. You're not the dad of me.
You're not my real dad.
No, they're not. So anyway, on that note, I appreciate those of you that are listening and follow us and
Of
subscribe to
course.
us. And we'll do better next time, right?
We will always try.
So and on that note,
We got to shut it down, right?
wait for it.
Shut it down.
There it is. Thank you,
Oh,
everybody.
what? I thought you had the John Taffer one.
No, I never found the John Taffer one.
Well,
It was the Batman one.
shut it down.
I'll keep working on it.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.